Hello, I'm Anita Winters and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited to share with you another intuitive art creation process, as well as I will be talking about something that many of us might struggle with, is building confidence in creating intuitive art. Intuitive art is all about letting go of preconceived notions and allowing yourself to be guided by your instincts and your emotions. It can be a rather freeing experience, but it can also be intimidating, especially if you are just a beginner or maybe just planning to start your intuitive art journey, or perhaps you are used to create art in a more strict and controlled way. So today I'll be sharing some tips on how to gain that confidence. So let's start today's intuitive art creation, and I'm excited to see where my emotions and my instincts will take me today. And I hope it will inspire you to do the same. So let's create some art.
And I start with putting the masking tape around the edges. Originally, I was not planning to film this part, but then the sun shining through my window, for some reason it seemed very aesthetically pleasing to me, so I decided to record it. And also, I think it brings a good ASMR experience at the beginning of the video. So I hope you enjoy the sounds. That was a bit too short, but we can fix it. My inks, I decided today I'm going to choose them randomly. So I'm just going to turn it around and just pick one, and it's blue. Lovely. Another one. Oh, I hope it's not another blue. No, that's more greenish. And maybe one more. And that's lovely red or pink. No, more red. Okay. The brushes I'm using, as some of you might ask, it's just simple brushes from IKEA, from the kids section. And yeah, we're not creating a masterpiece here. And by the way, these brushes are absolutely lovely. I like to use them. So these inks, as I have mentioned before, they have this gold dust, like little gold particles in it, and it makes it shine on the paper, all shimmering and glittery, sparkling. So I really love to use them. I think I haven't used this for a while, so all these gold dust stuck on the wall, so this little jar, but I'm gonna try and get it all out with my brush. Yeah, sometimes I pour them out in a little jar, but I just can't be bothered. So today I have a bit of the migraine, and I was just thinking that I think it reflects my drawing today, how I apply the inks, because I would usually have more like longer and continuous lines, while today these are more, oh, this one's got loads of dust sitting, lots of gold sitting on the bottom. Shake it very well. So yeah, today lines are short, like unintentionally very short, and I'm breaking the lines a lot. And even now with the red, it's more of a like dotty rather than like rounded shapes that I would normally do. And I think, yeah, that reflects my physical state today. It's like this pulsing pain in my head. So I think it's interesting, but yeah, I think that might be a reflection on the paper right there. Someone recently have mentioned in the comments that I tend to use a lot of rounded shapes and circles. And there is an interesting theory behind that, or about the connection between rounded shapes and human eyes. So our visual perception has evolved to detect potential danger in our environment. When we look at someone's eyes, we are trying to discern their emotional state and intentions towards us. So our brains are wired to pick up on subtle causes or subtle cues such as shape of their pupils to determine whether they may pose a threat to us. So pictures with actual eyes on it or eye looking rounded shapes, they draw more attention to the viewer because our brains may unconsciously evaluate the rounded shapes and patterns in the image as if they were eyes to determine whether it is safe or potentially threatening. So interesting, isn't it? And well, also rounded shapes evoke a sense of softness and gentleness. So when we look at the image with rounded shapes, we may feel more relaxed and at ease as if we are being embraced by the artwork. So this can be particularly appealing when we're seeking to escape the stress of our daily lives. So rounded shapes can create a sense of comfort and ease for the viewer. So now as you can see, I'm using a thick black marker just to establish some main shapes, how the picture will go, and just to create some bold lines that I will be working around later on, and also use this golden pen as well with the thick to create these thick lines. I'm trying not to think and not to focus. It's just my hand is following existing shapes that I have created with the brush, or at some points it just goes over it, ignoring those lines. I'm trying not to cover up too much of the background that we created because I really like this sparkling effect that the inks bring. But usually by the end of this picture, it most of it would be covered with the paint. So I always try but never succeed. And then there is a point where I just don't know when to stop. I keep on bringing more and more fine details. So yeah, and that's how it becomes very more complicated. So when many people would have stopped already like a couple of hours ago, but I'll just keep going, keep on adding little dots or some small lines or anything else, little bubbles here and there, and it just seems like never enough. Then I don't like some part of the picture, so I'll just go and take a black marker and draw something just over it and just transform it in completely something different. So yeah, that's why I'm trying to post the picture as soon as it's ready, so then I cannot make any more changes in it. So building confidence in your ability to create intuitive art requires combination of practice, experimentation, and self-awareness. And here are some tips to help you build your confidence and to develop your intuitive art practice. So, number one, it is important to remember that there are no rules in intuitive art. It's all about exploring your creativity and expressing yourself in whatever way it feels right to you. So embrace your uniqueness and remember that your perspective and style are unique to you, and that's what makes your art special. So don't compare yourself to others or try to mimic their style. Instead, embrace your individuality and allow it to guide your creative process. And actually, going back to the comment I have mentioned before, that someone commented, I make a lot of rounded shapes and circles, and that person actually struggles to make a perfect round or a straight line. So you don't need to. This is your identity. This is what makes you unique. So if you cannot make a straight line or a perfect circle, just don't. Number two, you need to practice regularly. The more you practice, the more comfortable and confident you will become with your art. So set aside time each day or week to create, even if it's just for a few minutes. So you need to make it a habit, and the process will become easier and more natural over time. Number three, experiment with different materials. Try out new materials and new techniques to explore your creativity and find what works best for you. Experimentation is a key part of intuitive art, so don't be afraid to try something new and see where it takes you. Number four, trust your intuition. The essence of intuitive art is listening to your inner voice and letting it guide you and your creative process. So trusting your intuition takes practice, but it can lead to some of the most inspired works. Number five, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of the creative process, and they can often lead to new ideas and to new discoveries. So embrace your mistakes and use them as opportunities to learn and grow. Number six, stay present and focused. Intuitive art is all about being present in the moment and allowing your creativity to flow. So try to stay focused on the task at the hand and avoid distractions that might disrupt your flow. Number seven is to start small. Don't feel like you have to create a masterpiece right away. Begin with simple exercises or techniques and gradually work your way up to more complex pieces. Number eight, seek feedback and support. Share your work with others and seek feedback from those who understand and appreciate your creative process. Connect with other artists, and you can also join some communities on social media or just within your family. So, somewhere where you can receive support and encouragement. Building confidence in creating intuitive art takes time and practice, but with dedication and patience, you can develop your skills and find your unique artistic voice. You need to remember to stay true to yourself, trust your intuition, and embrace the process of exploration and discovery. So keep watching this video with all that in mind and try to think, what can you do today to start growing your confidence? Maybe you can sort out some time in a day or in a week where you can what you can dedicate for yourself for drawing, or perhaps you can join some community, in social media, or within your friends or family that could support you or give you some feedback. Because the best thing you can do is to start.